Hey, how are you guys doing? Give me a second to double check to make sure that I am live everywhere that I want to be live. As you guys come on into the room, say hi, hello, hey, so that I can see those of you that are on here, those of you that are catching us on the replay, type in hashtag replay, leave your questions, your comments, all that awesome stuff so that I can ensure and make sure that I acknowledge you guys. And so those of you that may be new to my space, welcome. My name is Beverly. I am a business strategist specifically for established Christian female coaches who desire to accelerate their income and their impact without compromising their Christian values. Hey, Brandis. Am I saying that right, Brandis? Hey. And so you guys, like I said, as you come on in, do say hi, hello, hey, so that I can see who's on here. And so you guys, I want to go ahead and dive on into today's conversation. And so, hey, Anita, how are you? And so you guys, I want to go ahead and dive on into the conversation. This has been something that I've been just having questions and having conversations with people as we're getting ready to kick off round 6 of my revenue accelerator. And so I have this question of what is it costing you to wait? And so all of us as coaches, the people that you serve, perfect, I'm glad I got it right. The people that you serve, and you even want to ask yourself this as a coach, when you're thinking about the people that you're serving, what is it costing your people? Hey, Dr. Blue, what is it costing your people to wait? And so when I talk about cost, we're talking, time and money. Those are the two things I really want to talk about. But I'm going to add a couple of other pieces to it as well. But when it comes to what is it costing them? So even this question, I'm going to ask you, what is it costing you? So as a coach, you literally want to sit down and ask yourself. You literally want to sit down and ask yourself, what is it costing my client to remain where they are? What is it costing you to remain where you are? And so once again, there are financial costs that's tied to that. So we're going to talk about the financial costs. I don't care what type of coach you are. There's a financial cost to them remaining where they are. And then there's other costs as well. So it may be costing them something mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, socially. You see what I'm saying? And so when you break it down into each one of those categories, it allows for you to really and truly look at what's going on. And it's a sense of urgency. You should feel a sense of urgency yourself to get out there and have that conversation with your people. And so once again, when I talk about what it's costing them, like I said, I like to break it down into those 7 areas. So once again, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationally, socially, what is it costing them? It may not be costing them something in all of those areas, but it's costing them something. Have you actually broken it down and asked yourself that question when it comes to the people that you serve? Because when you sit down and you think about it in that area, you can't afford to sit and not have conversations with your people every single day. You can't sit there and afford not to put content out there that speaks to your people. You can't afford to sit there and not let people know how you can serve and support them. You see what I'm saying? And so for a lot of you people, once again, for a lot of your people is what I meant to say. For a lot of your people, once again, when you sit down and think about that, then you can have those conversations with them. And so for a lot of you people, why do I keep saying you people? A lot of your people. For a lot of your people, when you think about the mental and emotional costs, so the stress, the doubt, the worry, the fear, the anxiety. You see what I'm saying? Think about the mental and emotional toll it's having on your people to remain where they are. Because a lot of people are like, well, Bev, it's easy for you because you help people make money. So that's why I intentionally did not start with the financial part yet. I'm going to get there because every last one of you guys, no matter what you do, is still costing them something financially to remain where they are. But let's just think about what I just said. That fear, that doubt, that shame, that worry, that overwhelm, that anxiety, that grief. What is it costing them to remain where they are? Literally sit down and write that stuff out. Thank you. That anxiety, that fear, that guilt, that shame, that worry, all of that stuff. And you want to ask yourself, what does that look like for your people? What does that anxiety look like? So don't just put a post out and say, are you anxious? No, I'm not. Put out a post or do a room on Clubhouse or go live or send an email out to your list or blog about what that anxiety looks like specifically for your people. What does that look like for them? What are the words that they're using that lets them know that is rooted in anxiety? So talk about the specific words that they're using, the actions that they're taking or not taking because of that thing. How is it impacting their lives? The mental, the physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, relational, social, how is it impacting them? So what we do, we have to get back to us as coaches, what it does to us. And so I know for a lot of my people that overwhelm. So my people in the frustration, the overwhelm, the frustration. So they're so overwhelmed and frustrated, they're doing all these different things that they don't need to be doing. And so I tell my clients all the time, we're going to simplify some things. Let's streamline some things, because all of the things that you're doing is causing the overwhelm. And a lot of that is rooted in that sense of perfection and fear. It has to be right. It has to look right. If this is not right, I'm going to let people down. Oh my goodness. If this. So when you get to the root of what's going on with your people and why they're doing a thing or not doing a thing. And so, like I said, my people, they have all this overwhelm and this frustration and this stress because they're doing all of these things, all of the right things, the things that they were told that they're supposed to be doing, but it's not yielding the results that they desire in their business. There you go. Brandy says, fear and believing the lies of the enemy. And Brandy, I would challenge you to dig into what specific fears, what are those specific lies that they're believing about themselves, and that's rooted in the enemy. Because I know for my people, it's that fear of success, that fear of failure, that fear of what if I put this thing out here and people don't buy? Get to the root and list those specific and think about those specific fears. My people also have a fear of leaving people behind because we talk about them moving to their next level client, putting out their next level offer at a next level pricing. So now they're doing these high ticket services and they're like, well, Bear, what about the people who can't afford it? So they have a fear of leaving people behind. So get to the root of what that looks like, even for your people specifically. And that's one thing that I help my clients with, is we get to the root of that thing. And we talk about the specifics. So when they put that content out there, it's attracting their next level ideal client, because now they're speaking specifically for them. So before, they may have been putting out generic messages about, are you feeling anxious and worried and frustrated and all that? They may have been putting that stuff out there, and it attracted the clientele at the current level, so they're $1,000 and $2,000 level. But they're like, babe, I'm putting in a whole lot of work and I'm not yielding the results that I desire. So now they're ready to move and work with their next level client, but they're still using that old messaging and wondering why they're not attracting their next level clientele. It's because now we have to shift and we have to be a lot more specific. And a lot of this is rooted in what I'm talking about. What is it costing your ideal client to remain where they are? So those of you that are in relationships, that are in the relationship arena, what is it costing if you're helping people when it comes to their marriage? What is it costing them to remain in that loveless marriage? That marriage where they lack communication. That marriage where they no longer sleep in the same bedroom. That marriage where they can't even have a two-sentence conversation without them blowing up at each other. What is it costing them to remain there? Think about it mentally. What's the mental stress? Emotional, physical. You see what I'm saying? You want to get to the root of that thing. Those of you that help people in the health and wellness arena, what is it costing them not to take care of their gut health? What is it costing them to have that additional weight on them? Think about it mentally, physically, emotionally, all aspects. What is it costing them to remain where they are? How is it impacting their marriage? How is it impacting their relationship? How is it impacting their relationship with their kids? How is it impacting them at the job? Hey, Jackie, how are you? I'm doing well. Thank you for joining me over there on YouTube. What is it costing them to remain where they are? This is why I chuckle when people say they don't like do the whole ideal client. Oh, I love ideal client stuff, because as you notice, I didn't say anything about how old are they, are they married? I didn't do any of that. We diving straight on in to what causes them to tick or not tick. Because content like this is what gets people to tell you, hey, how did you know? Were you in my prayer closet? You must have been a fly on the wall. How did you know I had this conversation with my husband just yesterday about this? Because you're getting past that demographic surface content and you're getting to the root and you're really digging into what's really going on with them. Hey, Amy, you're right on time, ma'am. You're right on time. But a lot of us don't take the time to really dig into what's going on with them, with your ideal client. So once again, what is it costing you? Even yourself, what is it costing you right now not digging in to your ideal client? For a lot of you guys, you're literally leaving thousands of dollars on the table every week. So it is costing you, some of you guys, tens of thousands of dollars every week. And notice everything that I just talked about. I didn't mention the financial part. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the financial part because it's costing all of your people something financially. But a lot of people like to say, well, Bear, I don't help people make money. So da-da-da-da-da. So we just eliminated that whole excuse right there. We just eliminated that whole excuse. That doesn't have anything to do with you as a coach. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Just because you don't help people make money, that doesn't have any. You can still sell a $5,000 service as a life coach. You can still serve a $10,000 package as a health and wellness coach. That does not matter. When you get to exactly what it is that I'm talking about, that's what allows for you to be able to sell at that level to your current audience. Well, babe, I can't even get people to pay me $697 because you don't know how to position that messaging. Once again, that next level messaging. That's what I'm talking about. What is it costing you? What is it costing your ideal client to remain where they are? Until you understand and know how to articulate that, you're not going to be able to sell at that level and sell it consistently. But once you tap into that, when you're seeing these testimonies, I just put out a testimony, was it yesterday, about the client saying, oh my gosh, I've never made this much money in a week. That type of testimonial. Where you're seeing my client testimonials and they're closing $10,000 in a week. They're closing $30,000 in a day. Why? Because of what I'm talking about. I remember one of the new ladies in my accelerator, one of the reasons why she said she started working with me was the fact that, Bev, you get into our business. And what she means by that is literally, I'm like, let me see that post before you put it out there. Let me see your landing page. Hey, what's that? What's going to be the title of your room on Clubhouse? Let me see that. How are you structuring your life? I get into your business like that. Because when I'm able to get in there and give you specific information and customized scripts and tips and all of that stuff, that's what gets your people to pay you $5,000, $15,000, $3,500. That's where it comes from, because now you're tapping into that next level messaging. So once again, what is it costing you to remain where you are right now? It's costing you clients right now, which means it's costing you revenue, which means it's costing you impact. So get to the root of that thing. So however it is that you serve your people, if you're a career strategist or a career coach, what is it costing them to remain in that position where they are underappreciated? What is it costing them to remain there? And then not only is it impacting them in their career, it's impacting them in other areas. I don't care what you do and how you serve people. What you serve, it impacts more than just that one area. So when you're able to help and support them in getting breakthroughs in those one areas, it has that trickle down effect and it impacts other areas of their lives. That's what I mean when I talk about transformation. That's the level of transformation we desire to have. That's the level of transformation the clients that I work with desire to have. So once again, think about that thing of what is it costing them to remain where they are. Write that thing down. Have conversations with your people about that. What is it costing them to remain where they are? Being in that dead and loveless marriage, what is it costing them? Not having a functional relationship with their kids, what is that costing them? Not being able to sign clients in their business, what is it costing them? Even with that, those of you that are out there and your other business coaches and stuff like that, what is it costing them? How are them not making the level of revenue that they desire? How is it impacting their marriages? How is it impacting them mentally and emotionally? What are they saying to themselves about themselves and their ability or their lack of ability to be able to do that? If you work with faith-based people, how is it impacting their relationship with God? So it's more than just that. So once again, I don't care what type of coach you are. Those of you that help people when it comes to speaking, what is it costing them to not be able to secure certain speaking opportunities or not being able to move up in their career because of their issues when it comes to them speaking? What is it costing them? So like I said, I don't care what type of coach you are. It is costing them something to remain where they are. Have you addressed that in your content? And once again, I show my clients how to structure that content to address those things. So it's costing them something to remain where they are. Have you dug into that thing? So like I said, for a lot of you guys, because you haven't dug into that, it's literally costing you right now, clients, which is costing you money, which is costing you impact right now. How much longer can you wait? How much longer can you go without those things? The clients, the impact, the income. How much longer can you go like this? Think about your clients. How much longer can they go like that? How much longer? Now, let's talk about the financial side of it too. Because once again, I don't care what type of coach you are. It's costing them something financially to remain where they are. It is costing them something financially to remain where they are. So those of you that are relationship people, what's the financial cost of that divorce? So if you can show them what they can do to get their marriage back on track, now the money that they would have spent on that divorce, just the divorce process itself, what about all the other impact after the divorce? That's the financial impact. What about that emotional, mental impact when it comes to the divorce? Have you thought about that? Of what happens if you don't support them and show them how you can support them in saving their marriage or helping that marriage? What is it costing them to remain where they are? Well, Belle, my people, they're single. And so, they're not worried about divorce. So think about it financially. What is it costing them, especially if they're single and they desire to be married? And that's what you help your people do. So, they can go to a matchmaking service if they want to. So now they're spending this money, they're investing in this matchmaking services, but how much more powerful are your services? Because think about it, with a matchmaking service, their thing is, okay, hey, yeah, I'm going to help you find this mate. But if they got these internal issues that they need to deal with, they're just wasting their money over there with the matchmaking services, or even on the date app. Well, they have the date app's only $30 a month. But once again, how much are they investing every month for this thing? But they're not getting to the root of what's going on with them, where you as a relationship coach help them to get down to the root of what's going on so that they have healthy relationships. You see the difference? So right now they're just throwing away money on whatever it is that they're doing versus partnering with you as the relationship coach. The same thing, health and wellness. What is it costing them, all the medication that they're on? The doctor's visits. What is it costing them? So it's costing them something. And then once again, going back to the mental and emotional toll of not being able to be there for their kids or their spouse because of their health conditions. But you have a tool, you have resources, the way that God has gifted and anointed you to be able to serve them as the health and wellness coach. What is it costing them to remain where they are? You guys, you have to think about what you do. That's why I keep talking about transformational. The services that you offer are transformational. It's more than just, oh, well, I just work with them for 12 weeks. Well, hey, it's just an 8-week course. Well, I only meet with them 45 minutes a week. If that's all that you see that you do, You have to make a shift in how you view what you do as a coach, because it's more than just whatever you follow up with that just with. It's just this. You have to stop minimizing and belittling what it is that God has called you to do. It's not a just anything. It's not a little anything. All right, Amy, just saying. So, Amy, when you put your services out there and you're talking about how you take their blogs and turn it into videos and all of that stuff and their videos into blogs, I'm doing it in reverse, videos to blogs. You need to keep this in mind. So then that way you're not wavering when it comes to the investment level and any of that. You should be able to show up boldly every single day. Hey, if you don't get this service, now once again, it's less visibility. A key word that she said, organic leads. So that way I don't have to pay and try to figure out and worry about what's going on with Facebook ads and try Facebook ads doing something funny right now. She can show you how to get organic leads where I don't have to pay for the lead. I just have to pay for her services. And then now they secure more paid clients because of the work that Amy does. I'm just saying, you guys, I'm just saying. So like I said, what is it costing you to remain where you are by not securing your clientele? And so you'll always see me post, testimonials and stuff like that, talking about my clients and how they'll come in with a $1,000 offer, a $2,000 offer. We double, triple, quadruple that price point. And so where they're thinking they're going to sell it at $1,000, no ma'am, we're going to sell this for $5,000. So now they're making an additional $4,000 every time they sell that service. So that's why you see me with all these testimonials about $10,000 weeks, $7,000 weeks, $30,000 weeks. Hey, Rakita. So you guys get to the root of it. What is it costing them to remain where they are? What is it costing them physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationally, and socially? Once again, it may not be all 7 of those areas, but you need to dig into each one of those and see. And once again, when you look at it through that lens like that, you can't help but to show up. You have to show up for your people because you realize it's costing them something when you don't show up with that message to let them know. I'm just saying, you have to show up. You have to show up. One of my clients, she was showing up. She on Clubhouse every day. On Clubhouse every day. I'm like, where are your clients? I only signed one client. I can't have you showing up every single day on Clubhouse and you only signing one client. And so we had this conversation about, hey, first of all, let's refine your message so that they know exactly who it is that you're talking to and how you support them. Let's do that. And just last week, she ended up with 3 sales calls. You guys, I'm telling you, refine that messaging. And so now she's booking sales calls, and we're gonna ratchet it up even more on Clubhouse now. So like I said, those of you that leverage a platform like Clubhouse and you're not signing clients, we need to have a conversation. Those of you that are going live, those of you that are doing the things but you're not yielding the results, we need to have a conversation. Because that's usually my people. They're showing up, so I don't have to convince my people to show up on social media. I don't have to do that. But we look at what do we need to do to refine what it is that you are doing in the spaces that you are showing up. What are you doing there? Let's refine that. Let's refine it. So I'm telling a lot of you guys, I'm telling you, if I could just get my hands on you, and we tweak some things, I'm telling you, you will see how my clients are doing these $10,000, $15,000, $30,000 weeks. It's not hard. But once again, it's going to take you stepping outside your comfort zone. One of my clients today, me and her going through her landing page. I'm like, we're about to get this right. We are about to get this right. You cannot ask these people to invest this $4,000 if this is not on point. This has to be on point. That's what I mean when I say I literally get in the weeds with my clients. We're looking at everything. We are looking at everything because they have to ensure that all of those pieces are in place. When they get those pieces in place, once again, it makes more sense. Like I said, my client, the one client that's on Clubhouse every day, And hear my heart when I say this. Nothing wrong with Clubhouse. But if you're on there, are you signing clients from there? If not, then we need to have a conversation. Because that's a platform where you can leverage clients, where you can close clients. Hey, Letitia, hey. But do you know how to do that? And like I said, the one client I was just talking about, she was on there. She's been showing up every day. I see her on there. So in my mind, I'm thinking she's closing clients from there. That's why she's showing up so consistently. And it was just one. I'm like, oh, no, ma'am, we got to fix this. And like I said, just last week, 3 sales calls and more sales calls this week. Because I can show you how to leverage that platform. I can show you how to do it. So you guys, I'm telling you, we can't continue to leave this money on the table every week like a lot of you guys are doing. But like I said, think about your own people. What is it costing them to remain where they are right now? Some of them is costing them their peace. And peace is everything. How much longer can they go without that peace that they are desiring? And people will pay you for that if you know how to position that messaging, period. I'm just saying. All right. So you guys, that's what I got for you. I just want you to think on that. I want you to chew on that. Once again, I'm going to always invite you the round 6 to my accelerator. We kick off the week of June 20th. Actually, our first session is June 23rd. Our first session is June 23rd, June 23rd. And so those of you, if you're an established coach, you're in your business full time and you have sold a 4-figure offer, we need to have a conversation. We need to have a conversation to see if the accelerator is for you. But my accelerator is not for the faint of heart. You notice I said an established coach. Because once again, that environment is intense, but it's a good intense. Because once again, it will keep you in that space of accountability. It will ensure that you're working on activities that are daily revenue generating activities, not just busy work, but you're doing productive things. You're doing things that will lead to you generating revenue. Okay. So of course, if you have specific questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me. Ask me any questions that you have. I love it, Letitia. Thank you. Yes, chew on it. If you have specific questions for me, please feel free to reach out to me. We can have a conversation about how I may be able to support you. If you're interested in the accelerator, click on the link for the information for the accelerator. Go check that out first. I want you to check out the information so you can see how it's set up first. The investment for the accelerator, I'm always very transparent. The investment is $6,500 if you pay in full, or 3 payments of $1,875. It's no joke, because once again, the last round, they were making $5,000 to $9,000 a week. They were making $5,000 to $9,000 per week in the last round of my accelerator. But once again, that's why the investment is $6,500 if you pay in full, or 3 payments at $1,875. Okay. Hi, Apostle. How are you? How are you, Apostle Kirkendall? Hey. So you guys, like I said, let me know. Let me know if you're interested. Shoot me a message in Messenger so we can have a conversation to see if my accelerator is a good fit for you. All right. So you guys, that's all that I have. You guys, I pray you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day. Once again, if you have specific questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. Ask me whatever questions you may have. Some of you guys, I've been slowly going through in my messenger, reaching out to you. Okay, so you guys, thank you so much for joining. Once again, if you have any specific questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the other side of this live. Take care.